Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. So we have the banner unit Dodoria. Now, despite how good Dodoria might be or might not be, I do like his design. I do think that if we're going to make these banner unit characters, the main focus, the main priority should be to help the new Dokkan Fest, right? So we have First Form Frieza. This Dodoria supports Frieza. He guards if Frieza's on rotation, right? So it's like he can kind of be like a defensive character for Frieza, which is good. Now, I'm going to use Dodoria at 55% in the 55% video, Frieza video. So I am going to go ahead and just get Dodoria awakened here at 55%. So I'll pause. And then we'll come back, we'll rainbow Dodoria, and then we'll take a look at him at level 10 links. Alright guys, let's go ahead and add the rainbow star to the banner unit Dodoria. Dodoria should be really quite good, and probably any time we're going to be using Frieza, we really probably do want this Dodoria around. So we'll go ahead and give him the rainbow star here. I think that full dodge is just very clearly the way to go. That's what this character is. Frieza's meant to be more of an offensive-based character. Hopefully we could maybe try and get Dodoria in slot 1 or something like that with his guard, with the the 30+ dodge, and hope that Dodoria can get us a lot of like defensive value along with the support it'll give Frieza. We'll see. We'll see how he looks. We'll see some of the numbers and stuff like that that Dodoria can get for us. Alright guys, we are in an event with Dodoria, so I have used Dodoria a little bit in the Frieza showcases. I do think Dodoria is not quite good enough. Now, me thinking he's not quite good enough is not the same as me saying I think his design is bad or I don't like him or something like that. Dodoria is doing what banner units need to do, which is Dodoria has at least some level of defense, and Dodoria is also supporting. Right, like those are, I think, in my opinion, the two most important things banner units should do. You know, we've seen many weaker Dokkan Fests throughout the years. One reason maybe the Dokkan Fest is weaker is because their banner unit sucks. I mean, just immediately off the top of my head, I can think of Super Trunks and Kale. Both characters, if their banner units were a god, it would have buffed both of those units a lot. Right, it would have helped them significantly. Now, Dodoria is good enough to help Frieza. The only thing is that Dodoria is like a pretty clear slot 3 floating character, but on Frieza's team, you don't really have the luxury to do that. There just is no slot 1 characters really for Frieza's team. So, all right, let's see what Dodoria will do right here. Now this is perfect because turn 1 we do have a lot of support, but there's no Frieza on rotation. If there's a Frieza on rotation, Dodoria gets an additional that has a 70% chance to be a super, and Dodoria is guaranteed guarding if Frieza is on rotation. So those, of course, are pretty big. Link's set, I believe, is pretty bad here. Let's see. So Brutal Beatdown is good. Coward, Frieza's Minion, Frieza's Army, Loyalty, Nightmare, and Fierce Battle, huh? Okay. I want to look at Frieza's Minion. Frieza's Minion is what this is. I mean, this is... it's got good buffs. I wouldn't really... The roster is not super good. But, I mean, at least the buff is nice. Frieza's Army, this is the Frieza Force. I wish... There's certain things that I do wish they just translated correctly. This is one of them. This link is just... It's Frieza Force. This is really good as well. This is great for Frieza. 10% attack, 20% defense. That's really nice right there. All right. I should highlight this one as well. Loyalty right here. This gives damage reduction on Dodoria, who's a guard character. That's pretty good. All right, let's do this turn. And then we can go ahead and just skip to the next turn when we will have Frieza. So Dodoria gets 2 key 150% stats at the start of turn, 100% attack and defense on super, additional 10% attack and 6% crit with each attack performed up to 50% attack and 30% crit. There's another attack. It's fine because we are still building up, so as long as we do attacks, that's fine. We do get another one right there. Dodoria gives Inhuman Deeds, category allies 2 key and 50% attack and defense. He has an additional, there's a high chance to be a super for the first 5 turns. And then 100% attack and defense. Oh, nice. Super attack dodge. Beautiful. And then 100% attack and defense and a 50% chance to crit starting from his 6th turn. A lot of additionals and crits and stuff, and you guys already know what I'm going to say about that. I really wish it was like more so like if you change all of Dodoria's crit chance into dodge, we're talking about a much better character. All right, let's go. Let's just keep building up Frieza. Or Dodoria, excuse me. Okay, so right here, we'd be linking up really good with Berta and Jace. Remember that Berta and Jace do support space traveling warriors, so, you know, and they are a dodge character, so I guess technically we could run Berta and Jace in most of these fights, provided that those boys dodge, right? That's just a tiny little thing to say, you know, as long as they would dodge. I mean, you know, they are runnable. So Dodoria, right, we're just going to keep building up Dodoria a little bit here. We do need to make sure that we do all, 5 attacks, and then get to the 6th turn from character's entry turn. So we need to be on turn 6, because we had Dodoria on turn 1, and we'd be able to see Dodoria with the extra stats all built up. Probably would want to get that same rotation, I'm thinking. You know, that's probably how we'll handle it. So yeah, I don't know. There's actually, I feel like there's really not too much else to talk about with Dodoria. He's going to be a good floater. I think he's definitely a real usable unit. If Frieza's pretty good. I like Frieza. I think Frieza's kind of like, okay, so think of Piccolo Jr. in 2023. I think Frieza's going to be a little bit of a worse version of Piccolo Jr. I think I prefer Piccolo Jr.'s giant and active skill last year over Frieza's nuking active this year. Even though it's much easier to get Frieza's active than it was Piccolo Jr.'s. I think Piccolo Jr.'s, the effects, I mean, you are winning. That giant, in 2023, like, you got that giant form, you won. So, that's going to be pretty big. But Frieza, like, Piccolo Jr. couldn't do it by himself. Like, he needed a character to go in Saw 1, some characters to work like that. What we need, I mean, I'm not just making shit up, which people say, oh, I gotta make sure I'm targeting some monster. Whoops. We need a terrifying conqueror, dominant slot 1 character is what we need. Like, bro, I don't know. Like, let me just look at the roster. I mean, obviously we know Dokkan Fest Lord Slug, Dokkan Fest Baby, some kind of Demon King Piccolo, right? But, like, if we get some monster, who could they do that could be slot 1? They're probably not going to go back to a cooler so soon. Probably not Turles. Maybe a Bojack? I think that they could do, we don't have like a standalone full power Bojack. I think could be pretty good. That would be sick. That's what we need. A standalone full power Bojack. I think could really put in some work. All right, so we got those links activated for Dodoria. Let's keep looking there. LR Gold and Frieza at the start of fights can still be very good, but the current fights go super long. LR Gold and Frieza is now 2 years old, right? Maybe Baby, Lord Slug. Maybe they could do a Resurrection F Golden Frieza. That would certainly work. Garlic Jr. I mean, he would be a domain character, but I mean that. Right now, I mean, Fusion, Zamasu, Rose, Broly are not terrifying conquerors, right? So what I'm talking about specifically is we need terrifying conqueror characters. Oh, we didn't talk about Dodoria's super attack effect. He gets 30% attack and defense, and then a high chance to stun. Pretty good. So, oh yeah, I gotta take Frieza into Cell Max. Dodoria's stun could kind of like clinch the fight for us once we got deep enough. Yeah, again, I don't think we'll see Turles or the Coolers. What about Rildo? Maybe they give us some Rildo who's more of just like a defense-oriented character. Frieza does so much damage. He can carry the team's damage. Like, if we had a really good Rildo who just was only defense, like, that would be a massive buff to Frieza. Right? Like, it's not, like, not every character needs to be offense, 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 offense. Give us, you know, that defensive character who could just sit there and protect Frieza, and we could be looking good. The only thing, though, I mean, me and Gresh were just talking about it. Like, do we think Terrifying Conqueror is actually going to get that slot 1 character? Like, they actually gonna? Oh! People were screaming at it while I've been talking about this. Namek Frieza. Namek Frieza. Oh, Dabura! Dabura could be a good one. I think a lot of people wouldn't be very excited with a Dabura Dokkan Fest. I would be, though. Because Dabura, I think, is kind of a good character who you know, should get a Dokkan Fest. 9 years in, it's okay if Dabura gets a Dokkan Fest. Dabura has a lot of cool-ass attacks, too. Like, they could... I would hope that Dabura would have animations on Frieza's level, like, quality, because Dabura, with his spear and his sword and the stone spit and the fire breath, I mean, Dabura, he doesn't fight that much. Just kind of like the mini fight. Well, I guess it is a real fight with Gohan. And then, you know, of course, against, like, Fat Buu and stuff like that. And Dabura does a lot of shit in his limited screen time. Toriyama was really in his bag with Dabura. I think Dabura is an interesting character. So Dabura could be another good one. Yeah, Rildo, Dabura, Bojack, Namek Frieza, Final Form Frieza. I mean, they could easily do a Final Form, like, Namek Frieza. I mean, they could make another 7 Dokkan Fests and 5 LRs off of everything Namek Frieza does, right? Okay, so we can go ahead and we'll just do this. Frieza's gonna be A-okay in Saw 1. Wait, these bosses, they don't debuff or anything, right? Yeah, no debuffs. We could just put Dodoria right here. Alright, so I think we should have Dodoria's buffs up right now. Right? Now remember, Dodoria does lose... What is it that Dodoria loses? I mean... It's kind of like an intro buff, but Dodoria does not have an intro, right? It's just an additional that has a high chance to be a super for 5 turns. Right, but our stats are going to go way up. But, like, that's not what makes a character like Dodoria good, right? Stats is definitely not it. It's going to be the ability to not take a ton of damage is going to be more important. That's good. See, I think Dodoria as a slot 3 character... Slot 3 floating support will work effectively, but, you know, if they're not going to make Frieza a defensive juggernaut, then they got to give him a, you know, a character that could kind of function as that. I guess we could run, like, Sheila is a character we could try and get away with as slot 1, but, you know. You know what I, yeah, you know what I mean there. All right, guys, we can make this the final turn. We got Dodoria all juiced up, fully built up. One thing that's nice, of course, is that Dodoria does have the 200% right here on Frieza's team, so that means we will be able to use Dodoria at full power on Frieza's team, which will be good for us, right? Being able to see kind of like his max stats and stuff like that. And then, you know, Frieza, of course, is going to be able to just stack and stack and stack away. All right, so we had Dodoria in the middle. We got a bunch of Dodoria's links up. Let's see what damage Dodoria will do for us. And as long as... one thing that I guess can potentially happen with Dodoria that's negative is maybe we run Dodoria on Frieza's team, and then, you know, Dodoria, like, opening rotations, Dodoria is not on rotation with a Frieza. That could be bad. But that's why I would highly encourage, you know, the 30-plus dodge build for Dodoria. I think is going to be very, very important for sure. All right, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at Dodoria, who, at the very least, Dokkan had the right idea with the design for this band unit, Dodoria. So, I mean, they've nailed all the band units this year. Even if maybe, I think, Krillin and 18 are, you know, haven't panned out as much as I would like. Dodoria, I think, could have been a little bit more defense-oriented. But all 3, Golden Frieza, Krillin, and 18, and Dodoria, are exactly what you need to do to help the Dokkan Fest character, which is the point. So this is Brutal Execution Sentence, Dodoria. Leader skills, Inhuman Deeds, category key 3 and 130% of stats. Super attack is Execution of Orders, which gives 30% attack and defense for 1 turn. Supreme damage, and then a high chance to stun the enemy. Passive skill, Frieza's Command, gets 2 key, 150% attack and defense at the start of turn. Then 100% attack and defense on super attack. And then now this is where I think we could have switched things up to make the character much better. So Dodoria gets 10% attack up to 50% and 6% crit chance up to 30% with each attack performed. I think we can keep that the same in terms of attack performed, but change it to defense and dodge chance. You can keep like the same 10% defense up to 50%, 6% dodge chance up to 30%, and Dodoria becomes way better. So like it's very small changes, because certainly, I mean, you guys know my thoughts on damage and stuff like that, but Frieza does so much damage. The team, like, again, it's like Mid Junior last year. Like, Frieza's going to be hitting so hard. Like, just like more damage is not the solution for the team, right? Like, you need some level of balance. I mean, I'm always going to like defense over offense, but you do need characters who could do damage too. Especially with Beast being a prominent fight right now, you literally cannot damage Beast if you do under 3 million damage. So damage, you know, is important to an extent, but it's not what Frieza's team needs, unfortunately. Then Dodoria gives Inhuman Deeds category allies 2 key and 50% attack and defense. That's good. Inhuman Deeds could easily get a strong Dokkan Fest leader. It never has, but it could. And, I mean, Dodoria would be supporting Goku Black and stuff like that. So, I mean, potentially, you know, we know Goku Black is on the horizon at some point, Global First Goku Black, who will show up on JP. And this Dodoria will be supporting both Frieza and Goku Black, so that's good. Then Dodoria gets an additional, has a high chance to be a super for 5 turns from the start of turn. Not really, it's fine. It's fine. Then 100% attack and defense and a 50% chance to crit starting from the 6th turn from the character's entry turn. Again, swap that crit to dodge, and I think we're cooking. Although, I mean, damn, that would... Oh, could you imagine how busted Dodoria would be, though? That would, you know, and then, if this was dodge instead, and this was dodge, he get up to 80% dodge after turn 6. Dodoria would be like, dude, a must run. Because these fights go that long, right? Like, that's the thing. In the Fusion Zamasu meta, I'd look at this and go, eh. But now it's like, oh, we're going to see that. We're going to see that in every fight. That's the thing. These fights are going longer now. Then, additional that has a 70% chance to be a super if there is an ally whose name includes Frieza on the team, and then guards all attacks if Frieza's in the same turn. Link set is Brutal Beatdown, Coward, Frieza's Minion, Frieza's Army, Loyalty, Nightmare, and Fierce Battle. Remember that Link's, Links are super good or Links are super bad. Not really as big of a deal when we're talking about, like, a support character or, like, a defensive character. I mean, Dodoria has, you know, Frieza's Army, Frieza Force, with Frieza, which will give nice stats at the very least. And then 12 key multiplier, 140%, that's the typical number. Now, remember that this Dodoria is from the Bardock anime special, the TV special. So, this is not Dodoria from Namek, which does hurt. We only have 3 category teams for Dodoria. Dodoria only fits on 3 teams. Inhuman Deeds, which legitimately will be a potential good villain team. I mean, Frieza, Dodoria, this Golden Frieza is solid. I mean, maybe Omega could be a character we could dick around with. You know, like, Super Saiyan 3 Rose could be okay. I could probably do a video on him, honestly, and specifically in some of these fights. As long as we could just kind of hide him at the start, he could be pretty good towards the end of the fight. You know, we have, like, a lot of, like Inhuman Deeds has, oh yeah, DBZ Broly is on Inhuman Deeds as well. Like, this could be good. This could be a good villain team at some point, and Dodoria will potentially be a must-run there, right? Then there's the Terrifying Conqueror team as well. This is what Frieza needs to really shine to be good. And then finally, we have the Space Traveling Warrior category team, which Dodoria is also a part of. So, there we go. There is the band unit Dodoria. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.